In this problem, we're looking for the average salary in the final 2 years of John's employment. So he starts off at state 0, which has 0 increase, and state 0, he's paying $100,000. So he has two options. He can go to state 1 or stay in state 0. So if he goes to state 1, his salary increases by 5%. So that would just be $105,000. Or if he goes to state 0, it stays the same. It's $100,000. And we're looking for the final 2 years. So now we just need another year. So you can go from, he's at state 1, he's getting paid $105,000. So he can stay at state 1, which his salary will increase by 5%. So that would just be $110,250. Or he can go back to state 0, which his salary will stay the same. It will just be $105,000. Now we go down here to $100,000. So he stayed at $100,000, stayed at state 0. So he can increase it by 5% by going to state 1, or you can stay at state 0 and still have $100,000. So we're looking for the average salary. So we need to take the average of the final 2 years. And we also need the probability. So first we're going to look at the average. So I'll start off with the bottom one. So the average is 100,000. And now for the next one, it goes from 100,000 to 105,000. The average is 102,500. And then we go from 105,000 to 105,000. That's obviously 105,000. And then we're going from 105,000 to 110,250. So that would be 107,625. So, okay, the next thing we need to do is find the probability. So we're going to need these over here. So we're starting at state 0, and then we're going to state 1, and then to 1. That's for the top one. So 0, 1 is 0.3, and then 1, 1 is 0.4. Okay, the next one, start at state 0, then go to state 1. That's probability 0.3. And from state 1, we go to state 0, so that's 0.6. We start at state 0, go to state 0, so that's probability 0.7. And then from state 0, we go to state 1, which is 0.3. Finally, we start at state 0, go to 0, go to 0. So that would just be 0.7 times 0.7. So let's say we can simplify all of these probabilities, and the last step will just be to multiply the average salaries by the probability. And when we do that, the answer is 102,340.